from your bid number. So that's kind of the holy grail of race timing. So now we've got, I think, a lot of excitement at the start with that better starting procedure. Again, there's the crowd at the start. It's pretty spectacular to see everybody on the same street. It's really a lot of fun. This is the dramatic finish area above the falls. Again, I think we don't really finish right on the bridge. It just be right as you get to the bridge, but it's one of the nicest parts of downtown Spokane. And we have all kinds of entertainers on the course. Some of them you're going to want to get past as quickly as possible. Some of them are pretty good. So, and then we have voting afterwards. I think these guys won the voting a couple of years. It's possible that they have a lot of friends that vote for them. I'm not sure, but there's something for every age group and every musical taste on the course. There's about 30 entertainers now on the way. Now, the question again for people, why didn't you do Bloomsday in 2003 when you'd done it in 2001 or 2002? That was the key question. And the main answer that they gave, why they didn't do Bloomsday, I forgot. I forgot. Two simple words. So, knowing that that was the case, we decided to do more advertising than we've been doing. And so now the way we divide up our budget, we don't have to explain very much what Bloomsday is. Most people in the area know what it is. They just have to be reminded that it's time to sign up. So we do a little bit of everything. I don't know if you've seen any of these, but we do some local advertising, some national advertising. We have a poster we distribute. We do some television ads. We have some billboards, radio, a little bit of online stuff, and a little bit of everything. Again, we just want people not to get through the time period in the spring and say, oh, I forgot that this was going to be happening and I was supposed to sign up. So we do a lot of this advertising. The last couple of years we've done these movie poster ads, and I'm going to show you two of my favorites. This is one of them. This is one we did last year. This is based on the Western theme, and this guy's got water bottles in his holsters and spurs on his running shoes, and the stampede was coming. This time he was ready. So I like this one a lot. But really, my favorite print ad that we've done is this one we're doing this year. It's kind of a takeoff on Godzilla, and I like this. This year, everyone runs. So I don't know if you've seen those. If you get the internet, you've probably seen them. But the guy who designed these for us has won some awards for them already, and we think that he'll win some more with this year's ads. So here's what happened with our numbers. Again, 1996, all-time high, a little bit of a downward slide, then a drop. Then we had about 5 years where we had about 44,000 entrants and about 40,000 finishers. And we thought, okay, we put some enhancements in, at least we're not dropping anymore. And it looks like we're just always going to be in the same range. We're always going to have 44,000 people sign up, and we're going to have 40,000 people who are going to actually finish. And just as we were getting comfortable in that assumption, it jumped up again. So in 2008, it grew by, I think, about 3,000. And the year after that, it did it again. And the year after that, it did it again. So since that flat period there, we've been growing by about 3,000. I think last year was 1,500. But we've been growing again. And that last year's number, I'm not sure if that's it or, yeah, I think that's 2011. In any case, 2011 was as many people as we've had since 1997. So we're back on a growth trend, and it looks like this year will be another up year. So whether it was it because we did enhancements, or was it because we've been more effective with our advertising, or is it just another kind of a mini running boom that's going on around the country? Because races around the country all seem to be doing really, really well right now in terms of their numbers. So might just be experiencing some of that. We don't really know the answer to that. But finally, we have an event that has all kinds of elements to it. We've got the bands and the costumes. We've also got some of the fastest women runners in the world, wheelchair racers that are pretty exciting to watch, some of the fastest male runners in the world, fastest female runners. We really moved up. That's Doomsday Hill there. And then we've got a lot of local people that are pretty fast in their age group. And again, the big question is, well, I'm sorry. I like to quote Hannibal Smith from the old A-Team TV series. I love it when a plan comes together. I think that's the way all of our organizers feel when they see everybody successfully show up and get through the race. So, I'm going to see if you have any questions I can answer. Yeah.
Sorry we were late.
Want me to start over?
No, I was wondering, for the sake of my grandsons and me, we're new to the area. Where the name Bloomsday comes from?
Where did the name Bloomsday come from? Any English majors in the audience here? Well, there's a famous book by James Joyce called Ulysses. In Ulysses, Leopold Bloom spends a day traveling around the streets of Dublin, Ireland, and that book is a takeoff on the myth from Greek mythology of the journey of Ulysses returning home from the Trojan War. So the idea of the book Ulysses is that Leopold Bloom was this average guy in Dublin, Ireland, who was in some both humorous and real manner heroic. So when I was choosing the name for this event, I thought, well, we could do that in Spokane too. People that enter this event are going to travel around through the streets of Spokane on a journey that is kind of a parallel of the Greek myth. And if they can do that, they're kind of heroic, but it's all kind of for fun too. So we took the name Bloomsday, which is what people that study Ulysses call the day it all takes place, from Leopold Bloom. And I attached lilac on the front, so it became the Lilac Bloomsday Run. So that's the whole story of the name. You're welcome. Yeah?
I noticed on a couple different slides there that the race day itself changed from year to year. With regard to, I don't know how you guys pick the day itself, but with regard to I Forgot, have you guys considered maybe standardizing the time so that way it's almost like a holiday, at least for Spokane area, that same kind of concept?
Well, it is now always on the first Sunday in May. I think there may have been one of the early years when it was the second Sunday. I can't remember for sure, but we do always go on the first Sunday in May. And we get people that ask us several years ahead of time when it's going to be. So in my office, I have a list of what the date is about the next 5 years, because people are doing exactly what you described. For families in this area, they can get all their family together for Bloomsday, and maybe they can't for Christmas, for example, because if you have a married couple, maybe they have to go to one of the in-laws one year, and then, so they're kind of split. But Bloomsday only happens here, so they're pretty successful at having family reunions on that weekend. So we do try to stick to that first Sunday in May and try to let people know ahead of time when that's going to be for them to do that.
As an event organizer, what did you find to be one of the most challenging things the first year?
It's funny. The job of race director did not exist anywhere as long as they started. So it's a funny, I've kind of watched it evolve over the years, and I now have friends around the country who are race directors by profession.